guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing Arcana. This is a historical land, a land where from the immortal ancients have been passed down for generations to generation. Alright. Ooh, I'm already kind of liking it. I'm a little excited. Hopefully it's a nice action RPG that we can actually get into. 6 kingdoms on an Isle of Elman. Disputes broke out constantly among these 6 kingdoms, but if you look at the history of the land, you can see that they were treated as minor matters by the people of these kingdoms. Alright. Well, so far sounds good. Let's see if it plays well. Was the capital and largest city of Lexfergelion, one of the court magicians launched a coup against the king. Surprise, surprise. The king was killed in the conflict and the evil Gallion ascended to the throne. In the conflict, the king's 2 daughters disappeared. Their whereabouts are still unknown. A few years later. Alright, what do we got? The unfortunate demise of Rook's parents, taking the final magic card left him and his parents, training every day to learn the ways of the card masters. And then it just kind of, yeah. Now my everything kind of dropped a little bit. Looks like a first-person card game. Hopefully it actually is a lot more fun than it appears. I mean, sometimes the card mechanic really plays well, like in the Ogre Battle that we're going to be playing sooner. And then sometimes it just really falls short. We've seen a lot of those. Okay, well, it doesn't seem terrible yet. Yeah, not... I mean, at least these kind of first person on the Super NES had a little bit more. Jesus, she is taking some damage. At least we have a decent amount of hit points. I mean, we do have a compass at the bottom. Things look slightly... I mean, we still get that whole first-person thing where everything really is kind of whitewashed, so to speak, and everything looks the same. So, yeah, we have a compass, but it doesn't really do anything because a couple of moves here and we're, like, random spots that we can't see. A pilferer, huh? I mean, it's interesting that they did it this way. With, like, cards. Yeah, like you can see this way looks the same, this way looks the same, that way looks the same. It's like this is why I hate the first person view is once you start moving around, everything is just blends together and you're like, was I here? Where was I? Like, yeah, so we're, oh, okay, look, herbs. And then that's kind of annoying where you actually have to walk all the way up to the thing. It doesn't show like there was something there previously until we actually walked all the way up to the wall. I mean, otherwise it's a basic first-person dungeon crawler kind of. I mean, it's not bad in any way. It's actually a lot better than some of the games we've played that's first person. But it has the same thing that they do every time. It's the same texture just on repeat. And that's just very disappointing. As we walk, at least our sylph is actually healing every step. Alright, we're going to try some spells and stuff here because we're starting to get... Alright, magic. I don't have magic? How about cards? We don't have cards. Weapons? So, all of our stuff, we can't actually do anything. Alright, well, attack. Alright, what about you? Do you have magic? Change attribute to wind. That's... I mean, I can sure that'd be useful at some point. But right now, we don't have anything else that we're worrying about for an attribute. No magic there. Alright, well. So early on, we get a whole lot of nothing. She's the strongest, so I think we're gonna... Jesus, everybody just does some damage. It seems like the enemies attack a lot more frequently than we do. Because the other one had a chest. Alright, so our sylph is healing when we walk, but nobody else is. And I haven't haven't seen any heal spells, so we're taking all this damage fighting stuff, and we have no way of healing ourselves. We didn't get a chance to shop to buy any herbs. I haven't looked to see if we had anything yet, so we're going to do that after this fight. Jesus. We are getting whooped. It's like we want him to attack the Sylph, because she just self-heals. Alright, what do we got here? Magic. Nothing, nothing. Change match attribute. Alright, let's see what else we got. Inventory. Item. Restore some magic. Alright. So we picked up one thing of herbs. What do we have? What is formation? We do have a map. I mean, that right there already elevates this much better by having a map. All right. But I really hate that how just lazy it feels like on these games where everything looks the same. I mean, he got a better, higher level, and he still can't hit for shit. I guess the Hound is just massively strong, huh? Like, we only have one heal route. I mean, dude, we're fighting guys that are probably way too strong for our party, especially with what little we're doing, with no way of healing or anything else. Kind of a really crappy way to start the game. I wonder why Tifa hasn't gained any levels at the moment. There we go. There's a heal. Alright, finally, magic. Heal. Alright. We're going to save that. We're good now, so we're going to leave that at that. Alright, so we're going to be going that way. These hounds are freaking strong and ridiculous. But you're doing one whole damage. Wow, look at that, too. We're moving up in the world. I mean, otherwise, we got a basic RPG going on here. Constant battles. You know, nothing groundbreaking at all. Just very interesting instead of, like, they're putting everything on cards, which... Oh, we got a heal, too. Alright, well, then that's not too shabby. Yeah, like, this is just what I really hate about these games. Every wall is exactly the same. Like, we don't even have an occasional sconce with a torch or anything. It's all just a non-stop stream of one pattern on repeat. And that's what really gets me, is the laziness that they do on these games. And it really is on the first-person games that we've all played. Like, every single one of them, it's like, this is all the same. Like, this is just ridiculous. There's no reason for it. Like, you can actually add texture. Like, we're on a Super Nintendo too. Like, there's no excuse. Maybe on Nintendo, okay, fine, we're gonna keep everything minimalistic and whatever. But on Super NES, like, there's not enough going on in this game to justify them really making it to where everything is so goddamn boring. And yay, we walked all the way down a very long hallway for nothing. I mean, I'm trying to get into something like, hey, goblins. So far we've got the basics. We got the goblins, the slimes, and the wolves slash dogs, which all in all about the damn same thing, honestly. So we've got the trifecta so far, just what we would expect in the dungeon. Alright, so can we scroll out? Alright, so there's no way of actually scrolling in or out of the map. It's where we're at. That's it. We can't move it at all. Yep, nope. Can't move it, so you're constantly going to have to be doing a lot of checking the map. And there's nothing else. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, there is that way. Alright. But yeah, like, this is just always bothers me. This is the worst part about these first-person games. Is without the map, can you imagine just walking around in this thing and getting completely lost because every single wall looks exactly the same? And I absolutely hate that. Yeah, like you do that. Like you look at we can go and then like now where are we? Like, can you imagine this without a map? Compass will help at times, but if you're not really paying attention, whatever, then sometimes it's not necessarily going to be doing you as good. Oh, what do we got over there? We got a lizard. This is going to be. This doesn't feel like it's going to win. End well for us. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we're going to have to heal her quick. We're level 3. We're still hitting for 1. And the enemy's constantly dodging and doing massive amounts of damage to us. This is fun, where we do 1 damage to every enemy in this thing, and we're taking 10 and 12 a pop. It doesn't even tell us why we even went to the temple to begin with. They're just like, go to the temple. Okay, why? Like, the story seems kind of very basic. Let's see, magic, heal 2 on her. Wow, we'll heal 183, that's not bad. But it does feel like we're very slow. And there we're constantly being attacked. We're out of magic too, so we are pretty SOL at this point. Our attacks are weak as hell. I mean, we've even leveled up and we're still not doing any damage. We got some heal spells, but we don't have enough magic to use enough of them. I mean, there's not even like a spot, you know, normally in a lot of RPGs and stuff, you'll be able to get the basics. You walk around the town outside a little bit, get the hang of battles, figure out how everything works, you know, maybe level up a little bit right next to town so you can kind of bounce back and forth. Here, they're just like, there you go into this temple and get your ass handed to you. And that's what we're doing. Doesn't tell us why we're going into the temple, what we're looking for, what we're trying to accomplish. We don't really have the stats, the weapons, or anything to really feasibly make it through this pretty well. I mean, we're out of magic, and our guys are getting pretty beat up on. So it's like we probably should leave. And see if we can make it back to town and heal. See if there's any way of buying anything, re-equipping ourselves. I mean, they didn't even give us the option to even go shopping before we came here. How these slimes are dealing, like, it seems like exponentially, no matter what's going on, we're still actually getting hit harder by these damn slimes. I mean, 2 levels higher, we should be taking a little less damage from the slimes, not more. But here we are taking 6 and 10 damage from slimes. I don't know, there's a lot that just kind of makes this... I mean, it's a playable, decent little game. There's nothing really overly wrong with it, but I think they start off kind of disappointingly. The really kind of drab and boring. Like, the story right now so far is pretty minuscule. Like, it doesn't really have anything to catch your interest off the bat. Like, you don't really care too much. You don't really care too much about the characters. There's no real start on everything. Let's see, we're going to go down and around. Yeah. What happens when we run? Can we run? Alright, so only our main guy... Well, okay, she's the sylph is kind of, let's see, retreat. There's no escape. Alright, awesome. Dodge quickly. Of course you did. Let's see here. Attack. Dodge. What is call? Oh, so we can do different... Alright. We haven't gotten anything else. Can we try again? Okay, there was no... Alright, we'll just... Yeah, we're already... This is not going well. Magic, heal 2. Of course not. I mean, why would we be able to cast a spell more than once? Can you heal? Nope, of course not. Yeah, they really just throw you right into it without a whole lot. Definitely not for beginners. I think this is more of a, you know, you should be familiar with RPGs, and especially first-person games before you jump into this one. Because I don't think this is for, like, the casual random person. It's definitely playable by anybody, but I think you're not going to get as much out of it, and I think you're going to like it a lot less as a casual player than as somebody that's really into... This is stupid. We're right at the thing. We can't run. she's gonna die. Like, that's just what it's gonna be. This 1 damage is so much fun, right? We've gotten 3 levels since we've been in here. We still can't hit for shit. We can't cast for anything. We got to cast 1 spell, heal once. Fucking lizard is finally dies. Way too late. I don't know. It's. Oh, if one of our guys die, that's it? They don't give us anything to prepare to this thing. It's really kind of just disappointing. And that's it. Just to the thing. We didn't get to save beforehand. Nothing. Which is boom, right in there. It's really a very disappointing game, to be honest. Like, all of that combined into everything just makes the game kind of shit. Like, I'm sorry to say, it's playable, and there's nothing glaringly terrible with the game, but with everything that happened all together really makes the game kind of shit. Where we start off with not really any clue of what's going on. Yeah, something happened 10 years ago. Boom, you want to go to the temple. They go to the temple. We don't get to shop. We don't get to equip ourselves. We don't get to do anything. We get into a dungeon that is whitewashed. Everything looks exactly the same. Luckily, we have a map and a compass, which is better than a lot of what we've seen with first-person games. But even that aside, very drab, boring, everything the same dungeon where we go in there. We have no real way of healing. We have no equipment. We have no reason or understanding of why we're even in the temple to begin with. Like, and then we're just getting bombarded with enemies that we can't hit. Like, constantly just 1 damage on stuff. And without having heals, without having any ability to do anything, you're just really at a loss. And we were at the door. We couldn't run away, which was stupid. Like, we tried a couple times. You should be able to run, especially early on. You should have the option of being able to get the hell out of there, which we didn't. And then when one character dies, that's it. We're just back to the title screen. Not regenerating, and no resurrection in towns, no nothing, no getting out of the dungeon. Just boom, oh, that's game over. All of that just really boils down to a very unimaginative, very basic, drab, boring. I really don't feel like they thought much out. It was just kind of here you go. Well, we'll throw something out. And it's disappointing. Like, the title screen, you get a little excited. You kind of get in there. They have the card mechanic where you're like, okay, well, we'll try it out. First person view, already not a fan. The card stuff, not really a huge fan. But it didn't really come into play much. But then as you play, like, nothing about the game really made you want to keep going. And more of it just kind of made it to where you're like, I mean, if this is the last one I have, if this is the only game I have, then yeah, we'll get into it and we'll play it. But with such much better RPGs, like the Super NES probably had some of the best and greatest RPGs of all time, to where to put out something like this, there's absolutely no point in playing a game like this when you have Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Final Fantasy III, Illusion of Gaia, all these games that just blow this game so far out of the water that there's no point. And to have them do it so drab, so boring, like, they can't compete, and there's really almost no point for this to even be there with the amount of quality games that were on the Super NES. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Till next time, you guys have a good one.